Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm returning to you for another album review, and this is going to be for another new album review that I just got done finishing up on just a moment ago for Prevail's new album, and this is for True Power that I just got done listening to for their third studio album that I just downloaded this morning, but didn't have the time to do it until tonight to do a review for it. So I'm returning to you this early evening, going into evening time for this review. So I'm going to discuss what I listened to for I Prevail's new album, True Power, for all 15 songs, and let you know my thoughts on it. So let's dive into this album review. Now, I remember hearing Body Bag and Bad Things, but I didn't get to check out the music video for Self Destruction yet, but I will check it out and see what I think of it, because I heard a lot of good things about it. But it starts with the intro track, which is 0.00, 0 minutes and 0 seconds, I guess is what it's called. It's only 41 seconds of a track. It's only an intro track, but it starts off pretty weird, but it works in its own way, so 5 out of 5. There's Fear and Letting Go was a great start to the album. This is the official start of Brian and Eric singing, and Eric doing his screams most of the time. And it sounds really good for what it's going for, so I was pretty pleased with There's Fear and Letting Go. That was a pretty interesting song. So, it's right before the song Body Bag, which Body Bag is my personal favorite, in my opinion. Um, so yeah, 5 out of 5 for There's Fear and Letting Go. Like I said, Body Bags, still a personal favorite song, hands down. Really love this track. Love Eric's screams in it. I love the go part in the song at the verses, and it sounds really good. You can definitely headbang to this song and go in the mosh pits and go crazy for this song. That's how good this song is. So, 5 out of 5. Self Destruction was a least favorite. I wasn't sure what I was thinking when I listened to this song. It was not a long song. It was only, at least it was only almost 2.5 minutes. It was 2 minutes and 26 seconds. But for what I listened to, wasn't that impressed with this song. But I think there's some strong, solid points in the song. But when it gets to the end, it gets a little strong, and most of the track is a little messy. So, not to say it in a bad way, but I Prevail kind of could have tweaked this song to a better liking for some listeners, I guess. But that's just my opinion, I guess. So 4.5 out of 5 for Self Destruction. In my opinion, it's solid. It's just not my favorite song. Bad Things is a great song for sure. I remember listening to it back when I reviewed it, which was July 12th, I believe. And definitely go check out that track review for it if you haven't seen it. I think you'll enjoy it. Um, yeah, Bad Things is a really good song. I really like this track for what it's going for. The mixing is pretty well, and just the drum work and guitar work in this track is really good for sure. So, 5 out of 5 for Bad Things. Fake was a pretty interesting song. Didn't hate this track for what it went for. Um, there are some moments where I don't know if I feel for the trap beats, the mixing beats, and all that. It just, I don't know what I feel about those. But other than that, I think the track works for what it's going for, so 5 out of 5. Judgment Day was a pretty good song. Um, Definitely a recommended song to listen to when it comes out at midnight. It's got a good chorus when Brian comes in the chorus and starts singing. It sounds really good. And just basically, Eric's screams in it are wild and crazy. So 5 out of 5 for this track. I really liked it. F Fuck What You Think You Know is what it's called, I guess you could say. FWYTYN or YK, I meant to say. It's called Fuck What You Think You Know. I kind of knew what it was called when I saw the title the first time, and I was like, ah, that's what they meant by it. But yeah, this song's solid. It's probably a little better than Self Destruction in my opinion, but Self Destruction had some weird moments in the track. But other than that, I think with what this song was going for, it's a solid listen, so 4.5 out of 5. It is a weaker song, but the ending gets a little weird too, where they have Matthew McConaughey's voice in the song, and it's just like, what the fuck? I'm like, okay. Deep End is a really good song. I really like how it's sounding. It's spreading awareness to mental health and all that with this track, and suicidal thoughts and all that stuff. So it's a song about someone suffering through depression. So really like the message behind it, and it's a pretty good song. So it works well with how Brian's singing it. So 5 out of 5. Long Live the King was a solid one too. Not my personal favorite, but it's alright for what it went for. So 4.5 out of 5. There's just some moments in the chorus that I don't know if I'm connecting with this track, but other than that, I think Long Live the King was alright. Choke was a banger for sure. It really rocks for sure. I really like this track. So 5 out of 5. Then I got nothing to add on to it other than the fact that it's a banger and you guys are gonna like how Eric is screaming in the song because it's really good. So, uh, the Negative was a pretty good song. Wasn't sure if I was connecting with it at the beginning of the track, but other than that, the chorus came in pretty strong with Eric coming in for his screams too, and it sounded really good. So, 5 out of 5. Closure was a pretty good song for sure. Honestly, the track listing, I thought this was gonna be over this album, but there's an actual total of 14 songs if you don't count the intro track, but it's part of the album. So, yeah, Closure is a pretty good song too, so 5 out of 5. Visceral, really love this track. Eric screaming in it is legendary in my opinion. It's like really good. So really enjoyed this track, so 5 out of 5. And finally we get to the ballad kind of song Doomed. It's a more mellow song to close the album out. It kind of has a depressing vibe, but I think it's nice for what it went for. So nice way to end the album, I guess. So 5 out of 5. Overall, production, mixing, and execution, I think I Prevail's new album, True Power, was a pretty good album, for sure. I was not disappointed with this album. Um, there was just a few songs I had some issues with, like Self Destruction, Fuck What You Think You Know, and Long Live the King. It's not that I hated Fuck What You Think You Know, it's just the trap beats got a little annoying, in my opinion. At times in the song, certain points in the song, I mean to say. So that could have been tweaked to a better liking, in my opinion, to a better standard where it could have been better executed, in my opinion. Self Destruction was, it was a crazy song, but it had some good screams from Eric, but the problem with the song was the mixing, in my opinion, so it could have been worked on. But hey, this is what they're putting out, and I'm not really disappointed with this new I Prevail album. So overall, I think I Prevail's new album True Power was a pretty good listen. Highly recommend you check this out when it comes out at midnight. And for a score for me, I'm giving I Prevail's third studio album True Power an 8.5 out of 10. A pretty good album. It's definitely a recommended album to listen to come on August 19th, which is tomorrow. So definitely check this album out when it comes out at midnight. I think you guys are going to like it for sure. I know a friend of mine likes this band, so I'm like, yeah, I think they make pretty good albums for sure. Not the best albums, but they make pretty good albums. It just depends on the listener, I guess. So, yeah, 8.5 out of 10 for I Prevail True Power. Comment below. Let me know what you guys thought of the I Prevail album True Power if you've heard it. And if you enjoyed this album review I did for you guys, I know it's sort of lengthy. I just had some things to cover ground on with the track list and all that and break it down and review it. So hopefully you enjoyed my take on this album review. And if you did enjoy this album review for I Prevail True Power, comment below and let me know your thoughts on it. Tap a like on this video if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you can, support the channel. I will have another review coming out for, I believe it's going to be for Silver Sun Pickups' new album Physical Thrills, and then that should be it. There's going to be another track review, or two track reviews I should say. I was supposed to do Blackpink's new track review, I just never came around to it, so I'm probably going to wait till midnight or after midnight or tomorrow sometime to review it. So definitely tune into that Blackpink track review. It might be tomorrow, so I might put it off for another day and all that. So I hope you enjoyed this album review for I Prevail True Power. I did the best I could to make it as good as possible. Hopefully you enjoyed it for what it was. But it's just my opinion at the end of the day. I did enjoy this album. It's a pretty good listen. But there are a few songs I'm just not sure if I'm liking on it. Like Self Destruction, Fuck What You Think You Know, and Long Live the King are my least favorites. But other than that, the rest of the album's great. So stay safe, take care, guys, and as always, I will see you in my next review.